What is up, Maury Squad? Welcome back to the channel. We are in week 8 of the Artist's Way. Let's get straight into it. So week 8 was all about recovering a sense of strength. And it reads, this week tackles another major creative block, time. You will explore the ways in which you have used your perception of time to preclude taking creative risks. You will identify immediate and practical changes you can make in your current life. You will excavate the early conditioning that may have encouraged you to settle for far less than you desire creatively. This was a week for sure. Let's get straight into the questions. How many days this week did you do your morning pages? 7 out of 7. It was very interesting because one of the days I forgot to bring my journal when I went over to my girlfriend's house. Still made the choice, thanks to her, to just write it out on normal pieces of paper because I wanted to ensure that I was able to do it. So I was able to get it all 7 days, which was amazing. Have I been very tempted to abandon them? I haven't been tempted to abandon them at all. Actually, I was gonna say, but there's days where I feel like abandoning them, but no, I've gone pretty used to them, and it's really been very helpful and just part of my routine now, and it really helps set the tone of my day before I do anything else. So I really like the morning pages. How was the experience for you? Morning pages has been helpful in terms of planning and working out thoughts. I've been trusting my train of thought more and judging myself less as I'm just spilling through thoughts and finding out different ways of thinking and noticing different patterns in my thinking and just really pouring out and I think the hardest thing for me is not daydreaming, because sometimes I'll be thinking of something, just you know how when you're writing, your words are faster than your thoughts. So I'll be thinking of something as I'm still writing, then I'll stop writing to daydream. And so I've been trying to make a practice of, instead of daydreaming, writing what I'm thinking about and staying present with the writing. That's one thing that I really like about morning pages, is it keeps you present with your train of thought and having your pen keep up with your brain. So did you do your artist date this week, which is the second question? I did do my artist date. I did it yesterday, and basically what I did was rug tufting. It's creating a rug, having a design, and then actually drawing it out throughout using a tufting gun. So I guess I can show you if you give me 1 second. So I made this rug. It was based off of a design that I think that I'll add. It didn't turn out how I wanted it to, but I still like how it turned out. It turned out how it turned out, and I'm pretty happy about it. So this is the rug. I saw an image of a man standing in a pool of water, and I thought it was very interesting. So these colors have been colors that I really like, and obviously this is the heart of the human. And the golden aura is your soul or your glow or who you are and what you're meant to be. So I chose it from a color perspective, and I'm really happy with how this turned out. And it was my first time, and I've wanted to do rug tufting for a while. But it was really interesting just getting lost in the process of creating, and I always wanted to try it, and it was really fun. I've been looking forward to doing rug tufting for a while, and I like activities that you can take things home, like pottery or rug tufting, just anything craftsmanship wise. So that artist date was very helpful. Just spend time with myself and design and not really care about the outcome and not try to be perfect, but just have fun and build and be a craftsman and enjoy creativity as a whole. So that was super fun. The second part of this question says, after it asked, did you do your artist date this week? It says, have you been allowing workaholism or other commitments to sabotage this practice? I wouldn't say that I've been allowing workaholism or other commitments to sabotage this practice. It's funny because right now at work it's been super busy, but I think my work and other commitments have been sabotaging creativity not creativity in general, but focusing specifically on creative tasks. I don't have as much time. It feels like I'm always losing something, whether it be sleep or my creative endeavors and practices are taking a hit. So that's kind of challenging to navigate through. I have to be more intentional and actually carve out time and be disciplined. And if it's time to be creating, I can't be on my phone because I'm not going to get time to make up because I'm on a tight timeline. So there's not a lot of sense of freedom when it comes to just chilling. It's more this is the time to lock in on the creative practices, otherwise you won't have time. So that's the only thing with workaholism, because sometimes I have to work later than I want to because of the task and the amount of time it takes to complete the task. But outside of that, other commitments also are pulling my leg, so I need to really allocate time for creativity. I've been trying to reframe my mind and thinking that creativity doesn't only exist in the mediums I want it to exist in. I can still apply creativity to my outfit or to rug tufting or to video editing, my creativity moving forward. So that's how it was, and that's what I did and how it felt. Did I experience any synchronicity this week? What was it? One of the synchronicities for this third question that I experienced was my girlfriend's brother had a party coming up, and I wanted to help out by creating a Spotify playlist. And I thought it was super cool that even though I was limited on time, Spotify came out with a new mix feature, which you can like do transitions and build playlists better because it categorized them by type and by number, and by BPM, which was very helpful at that period of time when I needed it. This new feature rolled out, and it made it a lot easier to build the playlist without feeling like it needed to be perfect, but just that it had to make sense. And I'm really glad with how it turned out, and I really wanted to make that the artist state, but like I knew it wasn't because it felt more like work than fun. Like the rug tufting felt like both. It was just a design, and I really got lost into it, into flow. And I still got lost into the Spotify thing, but I knew the intention. I couldn't just pair a task and call it an artist state. I had to be very intentional with the way that I was doing it. So I guess another synchronicity is after I finished the rug tufting, initially I wanted my artist state to be going to a bakery. So after I finished the rug tufting, I just kind of walked down the street, and at first I googled like if there's bakeries near me, but there wasn't. So I just walked down the street for a bit because I just wanted to explore and walk through Toronto. And then I came across a bakery, and I was able to get what I wanted from the bakery, and it was still part of the experience. So I kind of combined the two to make it a more holistic artist state, and I was really happy about that. And like it just happened to be there, and I was looking for that, so it was really beautiful. And the studio where the rug tufting was near where I used to work before I work where I currently work. And I remember working there and being like, man, this ain't it. Like I really cannot stay here. Like this drive sucks. And like it was just very nostalgic driving back there, and it hasn't been that long, but just seeing how much I've grown since then and being in the same neighborhood was very helpful to me to understand like, oh, I am growing, I am making movements. Even if it's slow, it still feels like we're moving forward. So it's very nice to see the synchronicity play in real time. And I guess that's it. I guess those are the only synchronicities that I experienced this week. Were there any other issues this week that you consider significant for your recovery? Describe them. I think work's been really hard to navigate and manage, and a lot of responsibility that it doesn't feel like I can devote time for creativity without it affecting my performance and my job. And I feel like right now there's more of a push to shift my career, and there's a lot of pressure that I'm putting on myself to excel in every single margin of my life. And I think the main issue right now is patience and like understanding each week that I'm trying to trust source and know that the way that this process unfolds probably isn't how I think it's going to, but I still need to be resilient and still try to run to catch the bus while I pray that I catch it. So that's been pretty challenging, but I'm really enjoying making a point to connect with myself and be with myself and go on these dates because I do need them and they do help. And it's kind of weird to think that after this course is over, like I'm just gonna not do artist dates anymore. Like, you know, like I think I've always done artist dates before calling them artist dates. It would just be dates that I would go on with myself because I needed it. But I like how now it's a practice and there's an association and a word to it that I can imbue into my life to make sure that I'm prioritizing the relationship with myself just as much as I'm prioritizing the relationship that I have with work and with family, you know, and friends. Like, so the thing that's been an issue that's been hard about time, which is what this what this chapter was about, funny enough. If I'm not mistaken, this chapter was about a major creative block time. Let me just double check. Yeah, this week tackles another major creative block time. I find that so interesting, the synchronicity between what the chapter's about and what I go through in the week. And I know I've mentioned this in past videos, but I've always found it interesting because it will ask very specific and pointed questions that have to do with my experience in going through the course. And I find it very remarkable about the timing of things and how things are aligning. So, and like another synchronicity is like, one reason why I haven't done the rug tufting is because it's been expensive. And like, I don't really want to spend that much money like on this. And I know it's part of the workshop, but like if you were to buy a rug like this, it costs a lot less than it does to make one, you know? And one of the synchronicities was just as I planned to book this workshop, they had a discount and a sale. So that was very helpful because it made me more inclined to do it. Like it felt worthwhile doing it because they had a sale. So, and it was only in the month of September. So yeah, that was another synchronicity that I found was very eye-opening to me. Thanks for listening this week. This concludes week 8. We're heading into week 9, which we'll be talking about recovering a sense of compassion. Really appreciate your time. Like, comment, subscribe, leave any thoughts that you might have about this process. And it's going to be super cool to watch back. I'm super excited because in week 9, spoiler alert, we get to read our morning pages. I haven't read any of my morning pages since I've started, and it's been like 15 weeks. Maybe like 13 to 15 weeks. I started doing morning pages before I got the book, just because I remember the practice. So I'm really curious to see how my thoughts will develop, and you hear all about it in week 9. But thanks for watching. Have a good day. Peace.